Next question is the LBM stands for. And the right answer is option 3, that is laser beam machining. So laser beam machining is a conventional machining manufacturing process in which laser is directed towards the workpiece for machining. So the LBM stands for laser beam machining. The next question is the spark gap in electrode discharge machining process normally varies from. And the right answer is option 1, that is 0.05 m to 0.5 mm. So what is this? What is this spark gap? It is the distance between the tool and the workpiece in a EDM, that is electrode discharge machining. And the proper gap is necessary to generate the spark between electrode and the workpiece. Okay, and that gap should be around 0.005 mm to 0.5 mm. The next question is which of the following joining method finds the extensive application in electronic industry? The right answer is option 4, that is soldering. So what is this soldering process? It is a process of joining the two or more metals by melting and then flowing a filler metal into the joints. So it is a highly preferred in electronic industries. And the next question is a taper provided on a pattern for its easy and clean withdrawal of mold is called. The right answer is option 2, that is draft allowance. So what is this draft allowance? The draft or taper allowance, it is a given to all the surface perpendicular to parting line. The draft allowance is given so that the pattern can be easily removed from the mold without damaging the mold cavity. And the next question is the process of pushing off the heated billet or slag from a metal through an orifice provided into a die and forming an elongated part of a uniform cross-sectional area is known as the right answer is option 1, that is extrusion. So extrusion is a metal forming process in which the metal or a workpiece is forced to flow through a die to reduce its cross-section area or to convert into desired shape. So this extrusion process is more commonly used for pipes and steel rod manufacturing. The next question is the metal patterns are used for. The right answer is option 4, that is large scale production casting. So the metal patterns are generally made up of cast iron, brass or aluminium, okay, and that are used for a smooth surface finish of a product. So this also ensures the less deformation and close dimensional tolerance for the final product. So for a metal pattern in a foundry industry, the metal patterns are used for a large scale production of casting. And the next question is the adhesiveness is the property of a sand due to which the right answer is option 3. It clings to the sides of a molding box. So what is this adhesive property? It is a property of a sand due to which sand grain sticks together during the reaming, and it is defined as the strength of a molding sand, and the right option is option 3. The next question is the cast iron and steel pipes are produced by. The right answer is option 3, that is true centrifugal casting. So what is this true centrifugal casting? It is a method or it is a metal casting technique that uses the force generated by centripetal acceleration to distribute the molten metal into the mold. The next question is in ultrasonic machining, the tip of the tool vibrated at the frequency of. The right answer is option 2, that is 20 Hertz. So in ultrasonic machining, In ultrasonic machining, the tool of a desired shape vibrates at an ultrasonic frequency, that is 19 to 20 hertz, and the amplitude of this vibration will be 15 to 50, okay, over the workpiece. And the next question is, which of the following belongs to resistance welding? And the right answer is all the above. Spot welding, seam welding, projection welding, all these comes in a resistance welding. So what is this resistance welding? Resistance welding is the joining of metals by applying the pressure and passing the current for a length of a time through the metal area which is to be joined. So that is a resistance welding. So spot welding, seam welding, projection welding, all these comes under resistance welding. And the next question is, which of the following welding process uses non-consumable electrodes? And the right option is option 1, that is TIG welding. Okay. What is this non-consumable electrodes? So the non-consumable electrodes are the ones that not consumed during the process of welding. And in a TIG welding, that is tungsten inert gas welding, uses the non-consumable electrodes made up of tungsten. The next question is, when two bodies are in a thermal equilibrium with the third body, then are also thermal equilibrium with each other. This statement is called, the right answer is option 1, that is zeroth law of thermodynamics. What is this zeroth law of thermodynamics? It says that if A and B are in a thermal equilibrium with each other and B and C are thermal equilibrium with each other separately, then A and C must be in thermal equilibrium with each other. So that is a zeroth law of thermodynamics. The next question is, a system changes its state from one equilibrium state to another equilibrium state. Then the path followed by successive state is called. The right answer is option 2, that is thermodynamic process. So the thermodynamic process is a passage of a thermodynamic system from an initial to final state of in the state of thermodynamic equilibrium. It is nothing but change of system from one equilibrium to another equilibrium. That is known as thermodynamic process. The next question is, the first law of thermodynamics deals with the conservation of, and the right answer is option 3, that is conservation of energy. So what is this first law? It states that energy is not be created nor be destroyed, but it can be converted from one form to another form, and it is also known as law of conservation of energy. So the first law deals with the conservation of energy. And the next question is, the Joule's law states that the specific internal energy of a gas depends on. The right answer is option 3, that is temperature of a gas. So what is this gas law? It states that the internal energy of an ideal gas is independent of its volume and pressure, but it depends on the temperature. So the internal energy of a gas depends on the temperature of a gas by Joule's law. The next question is, the adiabatic process is a one in which the right answer is option 4. Entropy is constant. So what is this adiabatic process? It is a thermodynamic process in which there is no change of heat from one system to surrounding, neither during expansion nor during the compression. So the adiabatic process can be either reversible or reversible. So in adiabatic process, the entropy remains constant. The next question is, what type of compressor is used in the gas turbines? And the right answer is option 3, that is axial flow turbines. So the axial flow compressor is a one in which the flow enters the compressor in an axial direction and exit from the gas turbine is also in an axial direction. So in a gas turbine, axial flow turbines compressors are used. The next question is the thermal efficiency of a petrol engine as compared to the diesel engine is option 1. The right answer is option 1, lower. So the thermal efficiency of a petrol engine is lower compared to the diesel engine. So because of the Otto cycle is a maximum efficiency cycle, but in diesel engine we can increase the compression ratio because of the diesel fuel is less sensitive than the petrol. So diesel having a less octane number, these are the reasons why the diesel engines having a higher thermal efficiency than the petrol engine. The next question is the thermal efficiency of an IC engine on a weak mixture is. The right answer is option 2, that is higher. So the thermal efficiency of a diesel engine on a weak mixture, is high. The compression ignition engine are most fuel efficient up to 30% than the gasoline. Okay, so these diesel engines has more long chain hydrocarbons, which is 15% more energy dense than the gasoline. So the thermal efficiency of a IC engine on a weak mixture is higher. And the last question is the compression ratio for a diesel engine as compared to the petrol engine is. The right answer is option 1, higher. So the diesel engines are designed to operate at higher compression ratios, usually between 15 to 20. The compression ratio in diesel engine will be 15 to 20, whereas the petrol engines are designed for a lower compression ratio, that is for between 8 to 10.